Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Legend of the Five Rings campaign, Bone, Blade, and Blood. I'm the Ravnos Archon. My name is Will, and I will be your storyteller this evening. Last we left off, we started Season 2 with a focus on our Crane character, Doji Izanagi. We found him back home, having adjusted to life with his wife living in a wheelchair. Their daughters were brought in about 2 weeks before we caught up with him, and the youngest one had issues with her mother being handicapped, while the eldest kind of threw herself into her training. Message arrived that the eldest has been invited to the Topaz Championship, and that Doji Izanagi, his father, and his daughter are all to be in attendance. There is a special request that was made by an Imperial family member of the Miwa family, whom the Doji helped back in Shiromori-Sato, asking him to help with being one of the judges for the actual Topaz Championship. A great honor, to be sure. One of the best moments, I think, was the quiet time that the Doji had with his father, and then following that, the walk with his wife around their garden to kind of bring everybody up to speed about what was happening, how their daughter is doing, how she's going to be probably one of the better duelists to come out of this generation. And then things took a little bit of a sour turn as he asked if she had heard from her father yet. And unfortunately, she had, and the old man will not be inviting them to Dragonlands for the Winter Court, and instead, he is coming to them to spend time there in Cranelands. Something that is never happened, and that has put them both on edge. We got to see a little bit more grown-up Kakita Ishin be placed in charge of Doji's youngest daughter, as she was being sent out to his sister's house, so she might train there with her, but also as a excuse to have his sister return to his home for their winter court, so that he might have some heavy ammunition when the courtier, that is his father-in-law, arrives. They arrived at the new village where the Topaz Championship is going to take place, which is Kurokumo Shinai, which is the homeland, the home village of the Miwa that was recently raised to imperial status. And one of the few things he noticed is that the Cribe have arrived already at the village, and among them the big Hida flag kind of gave him some kind of hope. And it was answered when a girl tried to sneak up on him, but was foiled by his own daughter, running up and giving him a big bear hug. They met with the Miwa and his wife, the Daidoji, that he managed to save back in the Season 1. And after that, he made his way over to the tea house where he met Bayushi Saruman, and there is a nice discussion about whether or not this Bayushi was anything like his mentor, Bayushi Simon, back in Shiromori-Sato. He learned that Simon will be coming as one of the representatives of the Scorpion clan, and so this is turning out to be a kind of friends gathering, or a second chapter of the story that they have started back in Shiromori-Sato. There was a bit of a discussion about tea, about duelists, and then the calmness was broken by a scream coming from inside the tea house. And we left off with the both of them kind of rushing off to try and investigate the situation. And although that is a fantastic place to try and find and start the show, I think we're going to go and start in Shiromori-Sato, back a few weeks from this point, where we find Tamori Mori. In what state are they, given the events of what happened in season one? How do you think life has changed for them here in the village?
I think Mori Mori feels a little more, I guess, stardom in the village, but is trying to take some of Doji's advice and be composed. As composed as Tamori can be,
Yeah.
which I don't know how composed that is, but
Okay.
somewhat composed.
A letter has arrived from Dragon Clan,
Hmm.
from the homeland, and it is addressed to you. It's not even in your father's handwriting, but it does have his signature at the bottom.
Hmm.
So you can only imagine that it must be one of his aides who wrote this. But it says, "Have heard of your exploits. Keep it up."
You cut out. All I heard was exploits.
And it says, "Keep it up."
That's it?
Yep. Simple, succinct.
Okay. Tamori immediately balls it up and throws it away.
Okay. Who have you kept in contact with, and who have you kind of let slip by the
Well,
wayside?
I would say that the first person that I've been watching diligently is our Scorpion innkeeper who is a badass. Is she still my innkeeper during this time or did she go off on her own adventures?
No, she is still there.
Yeah.
She's still
Like
taking care of the house.
definitely Tamori has been watching her as carefully as possible and trying to see if there's any sort of beautiful way she does things or like because she was on the battlefield incredible.
Hmm.
So obviously Tamori's trying to see if it kind of bleeds through into ordinary life when she's making fucking rice or something.
Not at all. The second she is not in armor, she is back to just being the elderly woman that she was.
An enigma. Also intriguing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tamori loves this.
Just
Um,
quiet, reserved.
Not anything like what she was when she was like um and also our friend, our big crab friend, I think Tamori has kept in contact with as well.
Okay.
But he hasn't been around, has he?
No, he had the last letter that you got from him
Hmm.
was detailing a meeting that he was going to have with the head of his family and the head of the clan and the clan champion over the events of what happened during the assault on the village and his epilepsy.
Got it. Um, I would I would think that Tamori has been writing back and forth to Aguro, to um where's my other crab? Where's Suni or Kuni, sorry.
Kuni has, the last that you heard, he had to resolve an issue with a family member near the Shadowlands.
See, this is what's great about Tamori not having family is, or not wanting to be a part of their family,
Hmm.
is that they don't really have to deal with the family drama. But it does leave him a little bit bored now that adventures have stopped.
Yeah.
So even though there's been letters and correspondence, Tamori has been waiting for the next kind of jump into action because they very much enjoy going and swinging,
Hmm.
and there's nothing to swing at right now.
Nothing.
So nothing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Tamori's been a little bit antsy, and writing is not their forte. So
Yeah.
it's also just like their father. It's also kind of short and sweet.
Yeah. Do
Probably
you
because Mhm.
go ahead?
No, probably because they're just not as articulate as they wish to be.
Yeah. Do you think it would do anything to them if Bayushi Taimara had adopted a raccoon?
Yes,
Or do you think that pets don't do anything for?
pets do everything. Pets do everything. What? What are we doing? Wait, we have a pet?
There is a raccoon. There's
Yes, there was a lot. Yes, of course. The moment that a raccoon enters this place, that is it. That's the main character of the story. Tamori is a side character.
yeah.
What is the raccoon's name? Who is this?
The raccoon has been named Gomi.
Gomi.
Yep. Calls him.
Me and Gomi are best friends.
She calls him Gomi-chan.
I call him Gomi. I'm gonna call him Gomi-sama or Gomi-kun. I don't know. I just want to be with them. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a fucking raccoon. That changes everything. This whole
Yeah.
game is different.
Yeah. There's a raccoon now.
Yeah. Okay,
Um,
I love it.
yeah.
Can it be my sidekick? Can I train it? Okay, wait. Tamori, how long has this raccoon been in Tamori's line of vision?
Maybe a couple of weeks now.
Incredible. So, at the beginning, there was a lot of love, there was a lot of pets. But now, slowly, Tamori has been training the raccoon to follow it everywhere with little pieces of salmon in its pocket. So, like, Tamori will walk around, raccoon will follow very, very closely. And maybe can stand up and do one of those things that dogs do, but we'll get there. I'm not sure.
Okay. Let's do the first roll of the night then. I believe there's no real I think there is an animal handling.
Yeah, there is an animal handling.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have it.
You do.
I do.
You do have. Look at you. And
fucking Christ!
Nothing's changed.
Fucking Christ. I'm a ranked 2 in animal handling.
Yeah. Yep.
You could hand them 100 dice and they'll roll like an 8.
Yep.
Fucking shit.
I think at this point, now that my fears have been assuaged, I can definitely say that if you make any roll above a 15, I'll tell you that right now. Okay. I will take a swig out of this Sapporo beer that we have here. A
swig? No, I would like 3 gulps per above 15 tonight.
Now, for every 5 above 15, I'll take a gulp.
For every 5 above 15? This is too much math. That was too much math.
Don't worry. I have it in my head. It's going to be fine.
Fine.
So, the raccoon follows you maybe a few steps and then wanders off. But it knows where it's getting its food from, and it knows where it has a soft place to sleep. So it does end up back home every night.
Nice. Okay, cool. I was trying to check any other thing that I could use against this fucking raccoon to be near me, but there isn't any.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well,
me and you said its name is Goumi?
Goumi.
Yeah. Is it a baby?
It is maybe what you would imagine it to be, less than a year old.
Okay.
Somewhere between 6 months to a year.
Perfect.
So it
doesn't have rabies?
Doesn't look like it.
Perfect. Love it.
It's not like this huge fat thing. It's still lean. It's still long. Like
you haven't spoiled it yet.
Yeah, it's like a fat ferret right now.
I'm trying to keep a very healthy, very happy little Goumi.
Yeah, but bribing it with food, that's not gonna make him chubby at all.
How else do you train animals? Hello?
Clearly, we don't have the ranks that they do in animal handling. After one particular day of trying to train Goumi and having him just kind of fuck off, you come back to the house and you notice that there is a scroll, and it has 2 wax seals on it. It has the imperial symbol, and it also has the Miwa family symbol on it.
Miwa is the royal family?
It's one of the imperial families.
Got it. Uh-oh. Is that for me?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yep.
Tamori carefully and cautiously rechecks with the innkeeper just one more time. What's her name again? I always forget.
Bayushi Taimara.
Bayushi. Tai Tai. Tai Tai. I'm gonna ask Tai Tai, is this for me like 1,000%?
She
'Cause
nods.
it's very official looking.
She nods again.
All right. Okay. So Tamori unscrolls and reads whatever is on this, which they are kind of very frightened about.
Yeah. It begins with a large flourish of beautiful kanji.
Okay.
And it starts with Honorable Dragon. Given your involvement in the protection of not just my life, but my wife's life, I would like to invite you to Kurokumo Shinai as a honored dignitary and a representative of the Dragon Clan. And I would like it vehemently if you would participate in judging our Topaz Championship this year.
Tamori reads it like 4 more times.
Something must have got lost in translation. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're asking this dragon
Yep.
to be a representative,
Mhm.
a guest, and a judge.
Yeah.
So do I like get a pigeon and send the letter back? Like how do I RSVP?
You would have to go get a courier
Okay.
to send the letter, your response back. Or you could just go to where it says to go. You know, given your closeness to Bayushi Taimara and Bayushi Simon, because he's also going to the Topaz Championship, you could hitch a ride with him.
I would rather not. I don't like that guy.
Okay. But the Topaz Championship is one of the big Genpuku ceremonies that kind of starts the spring season.
Okay. I call over the Tai Tai.
Mm-hmm.
Tai Tai.
Yep.
And I sit her down and ask, please give me advice on if I should send a letter back, if I should just show up, what should I bring? Help?
She takes a moment. Young samurai, it has been some time since I was a guest in another's court. A gift is always appreciated.
Okay.
Advance warning is also appreciated.
Okay.
And safety in numbers. If you can choose to not travel alone, do not travel alone.
Thank you for your advice. I like 2 out of 3 of your pieces of advice.
Yeah. She nods, and then you see her throw a plum at Goumi, and he just catches it and starts to eat it.
Wait, I look at that raccoon real suspicious. We had some spirits or sprites or like children manipulating into animals. Is this one of those things? Can I roll?
You can try to roll.
Okay. Which one do I roll?
Let's have you do a
investigation.
You could do investigation, sure.
All right, I want to see what if this is a regular raccoon. Ha!
Oh wow,
Drink,
18.
motherfucker!
Wow, first chug.
Yeah. First. No, it's not taste good with the lozenge. Goumi is just a raccoon.
Damn it. Okay. Thought it could become a bracelet or a scarf or one of those cool shits. All right, that's fine.
No.
All right. Okay.
He is a simple kind of orphaned raccoon that has been taken in.
Okay. So Tamori needs a gift
Mhm.
and a courier. Where does one find a courier?
The magistrate building would be where you can
Okay.
assign somebody to be a courier.
So the magistrate building, and then next to it is the Bayushi's tea shop. Yeah,
No, the tea shop is on the edge of town.
on the edge of town.
Yeah, the magistrate building is the center of town,
Mm-hmm.
and the Bayushi is all the way on the eastern edge of the town.
Okay. Okay. So Tamori is very thoroughly stressed, more so about the gift because it's an imperial person. So
Mhm.
what do you gift someone who owns the country? I call over Tai Tai one more time.
She hasn't left.
Oh, okay, there you go. Oh, sorry, didn't notice you there. I was fretting.
She
Tai
nods.
Tai, what kind of gift would someone give to an imperial person?
She thinks for a moment. He is recently wed, yes? You could get something
Mhm.
that the two of them could use. A blanket, pillow.
A blanket. Oh, okay. A blanket. A blanket is a good idea. You're right. Okay. Thank you. That's not what I was. Yep. Got it. I'm gonna find a blanket in town. Get one there.
You could always send them a collection of pillow books.
Pillow books.
Yeah.
Is the pillow book a naughty
Pillow.
book? Is
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Porn.
Yeah, well, it's not a bad idea. But I don't know if Tamori should do
It depends on the sometimes it's considered dishonorable, but depending on the quality, like
Yeah.
of the author.
depending on how
Yeah.
artistic the porn is.
No, it
It's
depends
true.
on the writer actually.
Yeah.
Like there's some that are written by like high-ranking crane, which are highly sought after. They might suck, but it's who wrote it.
But the
Yeah.
plot is important.
Yeah.
The plot, yes, definitely.
It's not all about just fixing pipes.
It's not. Okay, I think Tai Tai and then head to the magistrate building to get a message as I put a bunch of words in my head about how I'm gonna RSVP in a nice way.
Okay. The couple of scribes that are in the magistrate building see you come up, and one of them kind of takes out a single sheet of paper, dips his quill as a kind of brush, and he's just like, Tamori-san, how can we be of service?
I need to send a letter to the imperial people.
How formal.
Is this to a particular family member, or is this just to the empire as a whole? Tamori-san.
Tamori panics and is like, do I have to know all the names?
Just the recipient's name.
Whew.
You still have the scroll with you.
Yeah. I checked the scroll again. What's the name again?
Oh man, it is Miwa Hirozaki.
Okay. So I show them the scroll and I'm like, I point. This one.
There's a moment where you see both of them kind of stand up and just inspect the scroll. Like they unceremoniously like snatch it from your hand, and they check the seals. They're like flabbergasted that this arrived for you.
Me too. I nod and I'm like, yeah. I don't know.
And the other one, you notice, just kind of puts his hand to his head, reaches into his pocket, and then just kind of pulls out a few zenny, and then just slides it over to the one that was addressing you. And he just kind of grabs them, puts them in his pocket, and then hands you back the scroll. And you see him kind of just start to write to the recipient.
Oh wow.
They're writing for me?
Yeah. They're covering your butt.
Yeah.
I get on my knees and put my forehead to the floor, and I'm like,
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
the guy just kind of looks at you. He's like, "I'm Tomori-san. I'm assuming that you're accepting this honor."
Yeah. Yes.
And you see him just start writing furiously.
And then as they're writing, I go like, wait, and I check and I make sure that there's no words that I'm not sure what they mean.
Oh no, they are being really simple.
Awesome. And then I just like I pat one of them on the back as hard as I can, like, good
Simple
job.
yet elegant.
Yeah.
And you see them. They put the sheaf out and they kind of drizzle sand all over it to try to dry the ink. And they're like, "We will send this off immediately to Mori-san."
You know what? Where's my little raccoon friend? Is he with me?
No.
Damn it! I wanted to give him little handshakes with a raccoon. How far is the magistrate building? Like, is it across the street from the inn?
No. It's maybe a 10-minute walk.
10-minute walk.
Yeah.
Okay. I tell them to wait right there, and I run back to the inn as quickly as I can.
Mhm.
Grab as much sake as is available and in front of me.
Okay.
With cups.
2 bottles.
Perfect. Put it in my robes, run back, and hand them 2 cups. And tell them to say thank you. I pour them sake. And again, I'm like bowing to show how much I appreciate them.
They take a sip of the sake and then they kind of bow low to you. And you see them put the cups aside.
Izuyagi would be so proud of you.
We still have
They're learning.
We still have work to do, Tomori-san, but we appreciate this. And you see them respectfully douse the remainder of their sake into the floor, and they hand you back their cups.
Is that a good sign if they threw it on the floor?
I mean, they didn't throw it; they laid it out.
Yeah, got it. Okay, I take the cups back, and okay, next thing is a gift. Fuck.
Yep.
Okay, well, tea shop is at the edge of town, you said.
Mhm.
And how far is that from where I am?
Half an hour.
Fuck.
You could probably make it in 20 minutes.
If I roll an athletics check, can I make it in 20 minutes if it's above a 15?
No, if you're gonna hoof it, then you can probably cut it down to like 15, 10 minutes.
All right, I'm trying. Ready?
Okay, here we go. This has notoriously been the lowest you've ever rolled. So 14.
Fucking close.
2 digits.
So fucking close.
Yay.
2 digits.
I almost got to a swig.
Yeah.
Woo.
But I mean, I'm proud that you've managed to hit 2 digits with your athletics roll.
Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate
after
it.
the last season,
Whew.
I think the best you got was like an 8.
Yeah.
You don't have to remind me.
But above a 10 is enough to cut down your time. Excuse me. You get there. You see the young lady that is at the door kind of sees you approaching, and she bows low.
I bow back to her and say, I need the most expensive tea you have.
Of course, Tomori-san. Would you like this brewed immediately, or to be packaged for a
No,
later
no,
date.
no, 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 no. Packaged, please. This is for. And then I check the scroll again. Yawo, I don't know. It's for somebody, and they're very important. Please help me.
Of course. And will your family be paying for this?
Tamori thinks for like a split second. Is like, absolutely, they will be.
Excellent. Please.
Actually, bill my father directly, please. And if you want, add in your tip to the bill.
Oh, there's no need to tip Tamori-san.
I would actually do it for me. Take about like 50% more than you need.
She cocks her head at you. I'm sure payment will be enough. And she motions to one of the seats outside. She's like, would you like to take a seat, Tamori-san, while we prepare this for you?
Yes, please. So I sit just to not scare everybody with, because I don't know how small this child is, but I don't want to scare him.
Yeah. And before she turns and walks in, she stops herself. Will this be just a single serving for one ceremony, or would you like a duration's worth?
A duration?
Would you like that in days, weeks, months?
Let's.
It might not stay well after a few months. Just so you're aware,
Let's
Tamori-san.
say 1 month. Let's say 1 month.
Excellent. I'll prepare this for you. She goes inside, and as she does, you see another young girl who looks maybe a year younger than her come out and replace her at the door.
Mm-hmm. And these are all kids that work at the tea shop?
Yeah, they look to be about younger than 16, but older than 13.
Got it. So I asked them how long they've been working there.
The one that's replaced the one at the door looks at you. She's like, this is going to be my first full year, Tamori-san. And you see her just bow.
Nice. Do you enjoy making tea?
Oh, yes. Yes, it is a lovely pastime.
Awkward silence. I have a raccoon. Would you like to see it?
She takes a step back and she's like, with you now?
Here's the thing. I've been trying to get the raccoon to come with me places, like a sidekick, but they have not. So no, not with me now. But I could bring them next time.
No, that is fine.
Okay, all right. So Maury just now kind of like, I don't know what this is. Trills his fingers on the desk.
Okay. Yeah, and she just kind of like looks back out the streets and kind of like nods at people as they walk by. And after maybe like 15-20 minutes, the original girl comes out with a package that looks to be about maybe 1.5 feet cubed.
Okay. Cool.
And she just kind of places it in front of you.
I thank her generously and start heading back to the inn to pack my bags and go
Okay.
on a journey individually.
Sure. Are you just gonna set off walking, or are you gonna try to finagle a horse? Do you have
A horse?
Do you have the riding skill?
No, nor do I like horses.
Okay. Excellent.
What do you think we are, a unicorn?
Yeah, duh.
Right?
Well, would horses go under animal handling?
They would. They're an animal.
Fucking Christ. Yeah, I'll try a horse. Fuck it. All right. So, but can I bring the raccoon, or is it? I'm sorry. Now you told me there's a raccoon, and now I shouldn't bring it to the imperial thing. You're right. I saw your face, Peter. It's fine.
I have come to visit you, and this is my pet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They quickly gather their shit. They gather the tea. Did the courier already leave?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I don't want to beat them.
Yeah.
And then
That would have been funny. You walk in, the courier walks in behind you.
Yeah, like,
Yep.
hey. Where does one get a horse
You would
in
go
this
to
town?
the magistrate building and requisition one from them.
Okay. I walk into the magistrate building and say, I need a horse. Just like that.
Okay.
Tamori's a little bit nervous because Tamori is scared of horses.
Sure. After the startling fades, the aide that's there by you kind of nods and rushes off, and after a moment you see the Phoenix representative come down, and excuse me, he looks at you. Tamori-chan, the aide tells me that you are requisitioning a horse.
Yes. To ride. But I'll give it back.
Well, of course, we expect you to return it. Where are you heading, though, that you require a horse?
I'm heading to... Again, looks at the scroll. I'm heading to... What is the thing called? The golden egg competition? What was it called?
The Topaz
There you
Championship?
go.
It's not even close.
Not even
I was
close.
picturing an egg. I don't know. The Topaz Championship? That's where I'm going. Not the Golden Egg Championship. That is next month. Don't doubt me.
Right. Forgive me, Tamori-san, but you've passed your Genpuku ceremony.
Yes. You are right. And I Tamori kind of like, what is the point? Oh! And then they put two and two together. I'm invited as a judge to this one.
Ah.
And yeah, sassy. Sass level through the roof once they figured out what they were trying to put together.
He kind of, you see that he has a quizzed look on his face, and he's just like, okay. And you have documentation of this?
Of course, I have documentation of this. Do you need to see it for me to get a horse?
It would help, Tamori-san.
They open the scroll and show them the invitation from M name, insert M name here.
Yeah. He reads it over a couple times, and there's an incredulous look as he hands the scroll back. Well, I will make a horse available for you by tomorrow morning.
I'd actually like it immediately.
You see that he is about to contradict you, and then he kind of looks at the scroll. Of course. Let me see what I can do for you. And he steps away. The aide is just kind of baffled, and he just stands there, holding his hands in front of him.
I kind of give him I'm kind of a big deal shrug, like a and wait for my horse so I can leave with my fancy tea and my like one bag of clothes. And I think
yeah, it takes about an hour, but you see the stable master come around the front. The Phoenix representative comes with you, and they show you your horse, which is just this chestnut brown mare. This magnificent kind of long braid of hair. And as it sees you, you see the tail kind of swish back and forth. It snorts.
Tamori is keeping all of the emotions internal.
Sure.
But inside they're shitting themselves because the animal is so big. And they're not used to things being bigger than them.
Yep.
So Yes, but they walk up to it and walk up to it from the front as they've been told multiple times.
Yep.
Put the can I give my who's in charge of like setting up my horse like a cowboy like my
You
shit.
are.
Fuck. All right. Well, they don't know what they're doing, but they're gonna figure it out. And they just kind of like level it on both sides and throw it across. And let's see how I do.
Yeah.
I
Well,
rolled
you're
for animal handling.
animal
Yeah.
handling. Yep.
Fucking great. Before I mount it.
See what
Oh,
happens.
did I not click it?
You did
Oh no, I
not.
didn't. There it is.
Ooh.
14 again.
Again, one more time. Hey, me and this horse. What is this horse's name?
It has no name.
Okay. Horsey Magoo, I really love you. Let's be friends.
The stable master, as he kind of watches you fumble with the saddle and the bags and whatnot, he kind of he doesn't get off his horse, but he just looks down and he's just like, Samurai, if you need assistance, all you have to do is ask.
No, I've done this before. In
Sure,
fact,
surely.
Tamori has not done this before.
He's like, we will warn you, the horse has no name because it hasn't been fully broken in, so it might resist.
Tamori has an eye twitch and is like, that's fine. I've done that before too.
Excellent.
Exuding confidence.
Yeah.
If I'm overly confident, the horse will also listen.
Sure. And the stable master just kind of gives a low bow to you, gives a low bow to the Phoenix representative, and then clicks his teeth together and then kind of takes his horse back towards the stables. Your horse kind of snorts again and shakes its head at you.
I pat the horse on the like neck, on the big thick neck that it has.
Mm-hmm.
And Tamori stands there just for a second trying to figure out how to A, get the horse to move, and B, get it to move without being angry at him. At them.
Sure.
So they give him a light kick on the side.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna try to get up onto the saddle,
sure.
Given that you've never done it before and that it probably isn't put on correctly, let's have you do another athletics check.
Fuck you. And fuck you. And fuck you.
21.
Apparently they did put it on there correctly.
Yeah.
I'm a natural.
Yep. 2 swigs.
You know, maybe one of our ancestors happened to be a unicorn. We don't know.
You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, they are big. They are big. Yeah, you don't do the sign of the cross because that doesn't exist, but you do kind of like take a breath as you put your one foot into the stirrup, and you're like, no, I've seen this before. All I gotta do is just swing the other one over. And there's a moment where I believe they would close their eyes as they do this. And sure enough, the other foot comes swinging and finds the other stirrup. And there's just that click of the heels together. And it starts to trot forward.
Nice. Tamori is fucking enthused with themselves as they head towards the not golden egg ceremony, the Topaz one.
So at one point you get to a sign in the road and it points to the golden egg and the Topaz, and you're like,
I was like, fuck. Yeah. And then I scroll again and then I go.
There's just a picture of a golden egg in the middle of the road.
I pick it up and take it as a gift.
Seeing as how you are traveling without a map and just kind of using the stars to direct you.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yep. Let's have you make.
What kind of check you want?
I mean, it's gonna default to investigation because you've got to figure out your way. 12. That's more of what Tamori I'm used to.
Yes.
Hey, but it's not a single digit.
It's not.
And look at that roll. It's 4 6s. She only got to keep 2, but that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just keep them all?
You deviate a few times heading
Mhm.
down into this territory. Mostly because you want to steer clear of Shinomen Forest. It is the Scorpion clan territory. And since you don't really have any traveling papers, you shouldn't be in other clan territories.
Got it.
So you're trying to use the forest as best as possible as you travel south. And it takes you a few days. But you finally come across what looks to be this small village about half the size of Shiromori-Sato. You can see that there are 2 banners, 2 large clan banners, a crab clan banner and a crane clan banner. And towards the north end of town, you can see this 3-story building that kind of looks like the tea house in Shiromori-Sato.
Okay.
It's got the same kind of motifs, the same kind of architecture, and the same kind of color palette. And as you're approaching, you hear a scream from inside, and rushing in what looks to be some of his best dress is Doji Izanagi. And you see that there is a scorpion samurai with him. But both of them rush into the tea house.
All right. I jump off my horse. I don't need to do an athletics for that one, do I?
Nah,
Perfect.
mounting is hard. Dismounting is easy.
I find a tree to tie the horse to, and I just kind of like leave. This is my first time meeting a horse, so I leave the apples on the ground, and I'm like, feed yourself. I grab my my 2 blades, and I also head inside, and I call for Doji as I head inside.
Okay. A familiar voice from behind you calls your name. The scorpion doesn't stop. He continues rushing into the establishment, and you see him start to climb up the stairs that corkscrew around the edge of the building.
I glance back quickly.
It's the little dragon.
Little dragon, you're late, and I go up the stairs.
I turned off my light. I got so mad I turned off my light.
But when I said when I said that, there was a playful smirk.
Okay.
It wasn't like an angry one.
Yeah.
Not completely mad then.
Yeah.
No, there was a playful smirk to it. But I run up the stairs.
Okay.
Freaking, we should ban all tea houses. It's always a freaking tea house.
Oh my god.
It is always a tea house. You broke my light.
I broke your light.
No, you broke your light.
It's your anger that broke it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
It's giving up on me. Oh well.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep, run up the stairs.
All right. Second story. You see that there's a room that has its door open. The scorpion has kind of stopped at the threshold. He's got his hand to his mouth over his cloth mask. And as you approach, you see that there is a serving girl that looks to have had her whole spine cut down from neck to coccyx.
Jesus.
Is there an open way out of this room other than the one we came in?
There's a window, but it's closed.
I run toward the window.
Yep.
Is she alive?
No,
Okay.
Oh God, no!
no.
No,
I just
wondering.
run right past, avoiding the blood,
Yeah,
to the window.
yeah. It looks closed. Looks like it's been closed.
Is there anyone else in the room other than her?
No, no. There's a girl near the door who's kind of just like shivering and crying. The scorpion kind of kneels down next to her. You hear them kind of whispering to each other.
I would like to talk to that girl in the room.
Well, the girl in the room is dead.
How
No,
fresh
the
does
other
this?
girl, the one that
Hold on.
the scorpion.
Whoever did this did it just now. Wait a minute. Or did the girl that came in scream when she saw it?
She screamed when she saw it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to talk to that girl, not the dead one.
Yeah, okay.
How old does the blood look? I'm gonna do an investigation.
No? Do it up. What's your dice pool for investigation? Oh, not bad.
Oh.
You're definitely going to have some good rolls.
Yeah, I learned the value of it.
I didn't value me.
Yeah, like after hanging out with the crab, I was like, I need to learn. 13.
Okay. 5 keep 2 is not terrible.
My light officially broke. Fuck me.
You got to use that Biloxi Blues money. The blood looks to be about at least an hour old, at most half a day.
Shit. Okay, Tamori, you're talking to the girl.
Yeah.
When I'm doing this,
I am.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you see him kind of bend down. He immediately starts to like not touch the body, but you see him kind of like looking, trying to see how long the blood is there. Would you use any of the instruments in the room to kind of move her body?
Yes.
Okay. So you see him kind of pick up like a feather duster, slide it into the girl's sleeve, and kind of raise her hand, and there's like this sticky kind of slow as the blood is kind of adhered.
Coagulated?
Yeah, and adhered to the skin and sleeve. The girl outside is crying. She says that she was coming in to check on her sister, and she found the body, and that's when she screamed. And you can see that the scorpion is being really careful with her. Like he's not. His hands are kind of hovering over her body. He is trying very, very hard to console her, but without being forceful about it.
Right.
But yeah, she kind of looks at you. She pushes herself a little bit further out from you as the size of you kind of you see frightens her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just kind of darts back at him. Who did this to her? And
I look at Doji because I just got here.
He
Can I
shakes his
figure out
head.
what kind of a weapon was used?
With a 14, it kind of looks like a knife, some kind of blade weapon.
Okay, so I'm gonna look around and see if I see any. I forgot what they were called. The symbols,
Oh,
like money and stuff like that.
The glyphs?
Yes, I'm looking for that shit again.
Okay. You kind of look around. You toss some of the room around. Move a desk. Move a mirror. Things like that. There's nothing like that here.
A visible, like, thank God it's not that.
Is this girl that I'm talking to hurt in any way?
No.
Okay.
So we gonna need to call some. I forgot the name. The lowest caste.
Oh, the Edda.
Yeah, we need to call some Edda.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need somebody to actually move the body so we could see more of what's going on.
I
Um,
did you say that out loud?
No, because I know you, and I know you would grab the body and move it. And I'm trying to protect your honor because you're hard headed.
But what if I grab little things around the room and help? That
Oh
way?
no, we could do that, but we need to actually move the body. You know what I mean? And that requires hands.
I could do that.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
No. I would I would be like, what are you doing?
Yeah. The Bayushi kind of motions for some of the other employees to come help and take away the young girl. He looks inside the body. He sees you with a feather duster kind of moving the girl's arm around. And he just kind of lets this long sigh go, and he's just like, I'll summon the Edda.
Has this happened before?
No.
In the city?
No.
Okay.
And you see him descend the stairs, leaving the two of you
As
there.
soon as he leaves, I'll look at Mori.
Mhm.
Mori-san, trouble seems to follow us.
Correction, Doji. I just got here. Trouble seems to follow you.
Technically, you just got here. The trouble just showed up, so it followed you.
No.
Everything was peaceful before you showed up.
I heard trouble, and then you were here, which means you were here first.
I missed you.
I missed you too, because I was bored as shit. Also, I'm gonna be and then before I even say anything, I straighten my back up and I'm like, and I give the scroll to him as elegantly as I can.
This thing looks weathered. It has been unfurled and furled, unfurled and furled several times.
Many times.
I read it.
Yeah.
My eyebrow goes up, and there's a smile across my face. And I look at her and I go, I am proud of you. And I wrap it up and hand it back to her.
Tamori takes it and tries to gently put it away.
Yep.
And doesn't say anything out of, I guess, like, feelings, and then goes to check on the girl again just to make sure that she's okay.
Is there anything bigger in the room that maybe me and Mori could use to roll the body over without touching it?
There's a mirror that looks to be about 2 feet tall by 1.5 feet wide.
No, that's too expensive. Mirrors are stupid expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Did I see a flagpole or anything like that just outside?
Yeah, outside there are definitely some thin flagpoles.
Walk out, grab one, come back in.
Okay.
And then we could
before we do that, I'm gonna take this girl by the hand and get her and lead her out of the room.
Oh no, they already took her out.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah, no, they took her.
Doesn't need to stare at this.
No.
Yes, let's pull the fucking dead body. Let's go. Yeah, for sure.
See if there's anything under the body.
Yeah, between the two of you, you easily push the body over onto its back, and that's when you notice that the majority of the blood did not come from the wound across her back. It comes from the mark that has been cut into her stomach.
What mark?
It is the mark for fire.
Okay.
That's a new one.
That is a new one. But it is the kanji for fire.
Interesting.
We've seen stuff like this before.
So I'm going to think back to all the mojo stuff that I've seen.
Also, can I roll more?
And see if I can, with my photographic memory and what I've read, figure out if this is that.
Okay. So
if this is actual blood magic?
Yeah. Let's have both of you roll your lore.
Which one should I roll? Shugenja or theology?
You actually could use Shugenja for this.
Will do.
Yeah, I have theology, heraldry, and nothing.
Yeah, theology would work for you.
I think you have to drink, Chewy.
Yep.
Oh, 23. Look at you.
Yeah, she got 23. I got a
You have to
7.
Yeah, 7.
drink.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 more swigs. Oh, halfway through.
It seems that somebody was paying attention to blood magic more than I was.
Yeah.
That worries me. Because they are reckless as fuck, and I'm like, oh, that's not a good combo.
Considering that you've spent your recent time looking up blood magic to heal, and
We don't talk about that in public.
we don't. They might not have been have had such a focused kind of area of study.
Fair enough.
But this is definitely in line with some Maho rituals.
Okay.
Fire.
Wait, and we don't have our crab with us.
Yeah, fire is definitely something that kind of elicits passion, whether that be sexual, aggression, or just destructive. There is all the things that are tied to fire can be enhanced with blood magic.
So, who would you call to cleanse a situation like this? A shukenja?
Yeah.
Or a priest?
Shugenja.
Either or.
I reach out, grab like the nearest servant to go to my camp, and I name one of the shukenja.
Yeah.
Bring her here.
She nods and rushes off.
In curiosity, I asked Doji, have you heard from Nana?
Have I?
Not at all.
No, I haven't heard from her at all.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are.
And the last Mori heard was that she was making her way back to Dragonland.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I was just hoping that he would have heard. Because
no, she didn't keep in touch.
No.
Bad day.
Though, if she's going to the Dragonlands, I could always look in on her if you wish.
Yes, please.
I will.
Thank you.
Mental note that I had to send a letter to the few friends I probably have left in that court.
Yeah. And as you two are talking about Nana, the Bayushi returns, and you see that he has this kind of middle-aged man with him, long black hair. It looks like it's fighting to stay on his head. There's spots that are just lost the fight. He's got this scraggly beard that it kind of looks like tumbleweeds that have been attached to his face. He's got these sad, droopy brown eyes and just this lithe kind of form, this stick figure form. And he comes in. Oh, you moved her already. How can I be of help, Samurai? And you see him bow low.
We need you to move her more?
We need to move her over that way. And I look at the scorpion and I bow and I go, I hope I have not overstepped my bounds, but I have summoned Doji Sara, who is a shukenja who traveled here with me to help cleanse the room. There was some mahu done here. And I point at the symbol on her chest.
Again, you see his hand come up to his face, to his mouth. How rude. I appreciate what you've done, Doji-san.
And I bow and I go, the least I can offer for the situation and the wonderful tea.
He bows low to you.
May I ask this person if they know the name of this woman?
He nods. Excuse me. That is Chiaki. She has no family name.
Chiaki. Okay. And do you know anything about her life?
She was one of the few children that was transported out here. to be trained under my watchful eye. And she was very kind. This is a heavy loss to us.
And she wasn't betrothed to anyone?
No.
No. Interesting.
So I will ask, excuse me, would you mind if we could question all the servants
I would
to
not
see if
mind that at
anybody's
all.
seen if anybody had seen somebody come in and out of this room or from this level out of the building?
Of course. I will gather
Thank
all
you.
of them up. And you see him step away. The Edda kind of looks back at you. You see that he's got his hand like halfway up to his palm inside the wound.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks back
Did
at
you
you.
find anything interesting?
Yes, sir. She's pregnant.
What?
Oh. Well, she did have a betrothed, didn't she? At least.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And you see him pull his hand out with a very sloppy.
Wow.
Doji, I have
Yeah.
to say, it's almost always the man in her life. Now we just gotta find out who that is.
The servants will know.
The
Servants
servants will
gossip.
know.
Servants gossip.
They gossip, but that doesn't lead us to the right person. So we have to
Maybe.
find the one that was the closest to her.
Yeah. So I will wait outside the room
Mhm.
for my family Shukenja
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
She
wait
comes up the
for
stairs.
him. I look at her. Oh, let me ask you, was she with us? Or is this a new Shukenja?
This is completely new.
Oh, great. Wonderful. It's gonna be your first experience. I give her the lowdown. I tell her, look, somebody's been murdered. They were pregnant. Maho was involved. I need you to cleanse the room and the body before we remove it to give it a proper burial.
She nods and she asks one of the servants that's there to kind of get her some bowls of water.
And I tell her that there's an Edda in there to help move the body.
Yeah. And you see that she takes out a little vial of earth and she puts her finger into it and then she kind of rubs it along the inside of her hand. She kind of looks at you. She's like, I'll do what I can. Doji-san, earth happens to be an Asahina deficiency,
It's the best I could ask right now.
but I'll do what I can with my abilities of water.
Is there anybody back at the camp that you know that might be a little bit more apt for this that I may have forgotten?
Your large friend was drinking with a kuni.
There's a Kuni here. Fantastic. Close the room off. Don't let anybody come in. I'm coming back with the Kuni. Me and Mori are going to go get them.
They all nod.
When I walk downstairs and I see the scorpion,
Yep.
I let him know what I'm doing because
Yeah.
this is his house. He needs to know.
Yeah.
And like we found out there's a Kuni and they are specialized in this. We're gonna go get him right now.
He nods, and you see that he also kind of motions. He's like, I've gathered my six surviving employees.
Excellent.
They'll be
I
here
look
when
at
you
all of them
return.
and I go, so, and I'm looking at their faces when I say this, and I'm looking at his face as well. She was pregnant.
All the eyes open wide.
Does anybody look especially shocked like him?
He actually does not look shocked at all. He's the only one that doesn't. His eyes don't widen.
Scorpion. scorpion. They can hide their freaking emotions. That's why they're a mask. So, anybody know who she was with? Who she was seeing?
A couple of them shake their heads, and one of the two boys, kind of steps forward. There's someone that has taken a liking to her, sir, but it's not my place.
I step right up to him, so I'm looking down at him.
Mm.
It is now.
He takes a hard swallow. And you see the Bayushi kind of step up so that he's behind you. Speak up.
Does his eyes go to the Bayushi, then back to me?
Yeah, and the Bayushi you hear him behind you. Speak up, boy. I will not take kindly to anyone murdering my people. You included. And the boy kind of, again, looks to the others, and none of the other employees are looking in your direction. Like, all of them have averted their gaze. It looks like all of them knew.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of sits there and he's like...
He's the only one that stepped up.
Yeah.
I have to reward that.
The young gentleman that had taken a liking to her, sir, was Miwa Hirosaki's younger brother.
Who?
Isn't this a fucking imperial person?
Miwa Hirosaki's younger brother, sir.
I look at the scorpion. Do you know this?
Shakes his head.
Huh?
He shakes his head. No.
Do you know the younger brother's name?
The boy shakes his head, but the Bayushi is like, his name is Akechi.
Akachi. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You showed bravery, stepping up and speaking, and I look at all the other servants when others wouldn't. I look back at him and I go, spirits, fates, smile upon you. And I look at this.
He steps back into line.
I look at the scorpion and go, may I borrow him for a little while?
Sure.
Thank you. You boy with us. And we're going to go get the crab.
Okay. You go over to the crab encampment, and the first thing that Mori sees is a guru. Just sitting there with a big parcel over one shoulder, shirtless.
Of course. Why would he have clothes on?
Just hair tousled, very Adam Driver.
By the way, when I see him like that,
shut the fuck up.
I just glance over at I glance over at Maury with a little bit of smirk, and I'm like, I'm sorry that you have to see my friend's date.
Date? Ooh. I put a hand on Doji's shoulder. He's dating someone?
No, in such a state.
Oh, in the state. I was about to. I loosened my grip.
He's not dating anyone. There's only one person that he's asked about for the last few weeks.
Tamori whispers to Doji, "Do you have any alcohol?"
I have lots of sake at home, but this is not the right time.
All right. Doji, laugh like I said something funny as we walk in.
I will burst into laughter. Actually, no, I can't because of what's going on.
Yeah.
I literally walk up to my friend, and I give him that look.
He puts
the shit fan look.
Yeah, he puts the parcel down next to you, and you can hear how heavy it is. He's barely broken a sweat. You can see that there's like a few drops of sweat that have spattered across his chest like a constellation. But he turns to you. He kind of nods, and then he sees Tomori, and you see him kind of try to put his arm on the parcel, kind of like trying to look cool, trying to find a way to make himself look cool. And he kind of, the little dragon is here.
Hi.
No one told me.
Well, she just got here. And by the way, where's the Kuni that you were with just recently?
Oh,
We need him
of course.
now.
And he goes over. You see him put on a shirt, just a very simple shirt, and he starts to pull up the sleeves of his kimono, and he opens one of the smaller tents. Kuni-san, you're being asked for.
When he's doing that, I turn to Mori and I go, I apologize. I promise I'll make it up to you later.
I give Doji a very hard jab in the shoulder and say, yeah, you better.
I've always kept my word to you. I look at the boy and I go, you are officially my messenger for the rest of this day. Go tell your master that we are on the way with the crab. And that he should prepare. And I try to remember everything the Kuni used. Water, this, that. I'm using my photographic memory.
Yeah.
This. And I ask him to repeat it.
He repeats it as best as possible, but you see him stumbling over a couple of things. It looks like he's really nervous.
How old is this kid?
Maybe like 14, 15.
And I look at him, I go, breathe. In through your nose, out through your mouth, slowly.
He does.
Mori does the same thing, but like tries to be slick about it.
Focus. You will remember what I told you. Now go.
He rushes off. You can hear him rattling off the list as he's running. Aguro returns, and you see that he has this very small, kind of just barely over 5 foot tall woman with the demonic kind of face paint.
I bow deeply to her.
Ditto. I follow suit.
No. She bows low.
And I go, your service for the Empire, for the people in it, will not be forgotten by my family.
I also think of something cool to say, but I just go, I like your face.
You see the hard kind of look that she had softens as a smile creeps over her face, and she's just like, thank you.
You're welcome.
Men don't take into account how long it takes to do one's face.
I look at her immediately and I'm like, yes, I love you already. Let's be friends.
As we walk, we'll talk.
Yeah.
And as we go over there, I close my eyes. I describe everything that I saw in that room to her.
As you finish your description and you walk up to the tea house, she kind of stops, and you see her hand just very softly kind of give 3 pats on a girl's stomach. And you see him, all right. He pulls a gourd out and he hands it to her, and she takes a big swig out of it.
I do this too.
She looks at you for a moment, then looks at him, and he nods, and she hands it to you.
I take a swig, and then I hand it over to the dragon.
I grab... Wait, hold on. I want to know if I can make this cool looking. Hold on, wait a minute. I want to make this look fucking amazing. Performance. I want to roll performance.
For just a swig?
Yeah,
just a swig.
To do, I don't know, to do some juggling or something. I want to look cool. I don't know.
Okay, all right, go for it.
Ready?
Yeah, do it.
Please.
See what happens.
Don't be a traditional dragon roll. Oh my god!
What?
Jesus
Christ! She does one of those bartender things where they throw it in the air and they hit it with their elbow, hit it with the other elbow. Shit.
That's 4
Perfect.
swigs.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I look at that. I'm in shock. I'm like, I see you found something to entertain your time when you were.
Yeah, seems like I'm not so little of a dragon anymore, huh?
No, you're still my little dragon, and I walk right in.
And you see that Aguro just kind of stands there with his jaw slack. His hand is like open palm up, like expecting to be given back this thing, and he's just kind of like, if he wasn't in love before, like he is definitely there now.
He is so smitten. He's like, I like them. Why do I like them so much?
I hand back the jug
He
or gourd.
he just stares down at it.
I just give him a wink, like, and then I walk in.
Yeah. The three of you walk in. He stays out there, like he's trying to figure out how the gourd was juggled so masterfully. Like he's awkwardly kind of twisting his elbows up and down.
We hear a crash outside when he drops it and it breaks.
Yep.
Some of us can't be as cool as me. Sorry.
Yeah. But you do go up to the room. The door opens. You see that everything has been laid out as you asked.
I look at the boy. Is he there?
Yeah.
I look at him and I look straight at him and I give him a nod of approval.
Just kind of lowers his head in a bow. She grabs some of the stuff. She starts to clean the wound. Or she has the Edda clean the wound and this and that, and then dress it, and then she goes through the process, and you see her kind of grab some of the dirt, toss it around. She takes some of it. She smears it across both hands, and you see that she takes her top kimono off, leaving her in just like a work shirt underneath. And there's a moment where she grabs the bowl of water and she is mid-chant and she throws it towards the girl's body. And from beneath the bandage, you see the outline of the kanji symbol light up, and a flame eats the body from the inside out before the water even touches her.
I look at her to see if she's surprised.
She is.
Okay, that's not good. Oh no, you're surprised.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she immediately stops mid-chant and she takes out one of those what looks to be a pillow book, but it's just a journal. And she immediately starts to write down, almost like you remember Kuni.
Yeah. I know exactly what she's doing.
I look at all of them, like, I keep checking and making sure.
Oh no, you have that. I have that look of concern. Like
Right, and if she's concerned and you're concerned, I'm super concerned.
Yeah, but even the Edda who was near the body, kind of like is forced back. His hands come up to protect himself, and you can see the kind of char and the blackening of the inside of its hands. And you hear him kind of grunting and holding his hands close to his chest. Excuse me. And she looks over and she sees that the blood has suddenly become black. And then she immediately kind of just stabs the ground, the floor around it with her hands. She just comes slapping her hands down, and you see the dirt that she had rubbed into them starts to roll off and kind of meld into the black, and slowly you see the outline of almost what would be just this colony of termites just eat away at the outline of the black.
Okay.
And she quickly calls out to have some people beneath it to catch it,
Okay.
so it might be removed from the house entirely.
Gross.
Of course.
And as it drops down to the lower levels, you see that Hida Oguro is part of the people that kind of are there to grab it.
Yeah.
And she calls down to be really careful with the edges, not to let him touch you. And as it's taken outside, she demands that it gets burnt.
Of course. Like right now.
Yeah. But she kind of snaps at the Edda. She takes some of the water that's still left in the bowl. She lets it dribble over his hands. And there's a small bit of the skin that scabs over and starts to heal. And she's like, grab the body, please. We need to leave this place. And he does. No questions asked.
I follow.
You get outside and you see her kind of take a small version of a 3-part staff. And you can see that as she pulls on the chain, the 3 pieces kind of come together to create like this long wand. And she starts to poke around on the rib cage, and as she does, you see her find some resistance. Something kind of bounces back the stick, and as she kind of does a quick flick,
my hand hovers over the handle of my blade. If anything pops out, I'm slicing it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and it does. She kind of does this quick flick of the wand, and the skin around her stomach kind of bursts, and you see the uterine kind of cocoon over this child, and it's still moving.
does it look a little bit like a spider?
No, it
Okay.
does not.
Well, okay, that's very unnatural.
Board it! What the fuck?
Yeah.
How are you not slicing?
Wait a minute. How late does the baby look?
Maybe early 2nd trimester.
It is not natural.
No.
No, and she's already drawing her wakizashi.
Yeah.
Oh no,
yeah.
I was ready. It was like, shit. Wham!
Yeah. But
She's reaching for a wakizashi. My blade's already out.
yeah. And there is this kind of hissing noise that comes out as you cut in and release whatever embryonic fluid is in there. But you see the 2 halves just open up, and there is this hideous, what looks to be a hybrid of like a human and a lizard. And it just disintegrates the moment it's cut in twain.
Ew. Wait a minute. I called a doji. What if she didn't get pregnant by a human? Don't look at me weird. A lizard baby just came out of her.
Hold on. Have we heard stories about Naga yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, so we don't know anything about the Naga.
There are monsters in the Shinomen Forest, but that's just people.
Have I ever heard of a monster in the Shinomen Forest that looks like a lizard man?
No.
Okay.
Nothing congruent.
Okay, nothing that. Okay.
Yeah, there's
Can I
just
roll
monsters.
my lore again just to see if I know of any lizard people?
You could try. It'll be a really high difficulty, though.
Okay.
Aguro has told you about.
Wow, 24.
24, and that's still not good enough. But I will take 2 swigs.
Thank you.
Let me roll my history.
Aguro has told you about Nizumi that he's seen.
No, heraldry.
Nazumi.
What's the zoom? Oh yeah.
Nazu.
The rattlings?
Yeah, the
The
ratlings.
rattlings.
Yeah, but they're
No.
not lizards.
They're not.
Doesn't matter. That could be a start.
Okay, so wow. Fantastic.
Nazumi. Okay.
Question.
Mhm.
Is her neck, her head, still in one piece?
Yeah. And it's just charred.
I asked him to turn it over. I'm looking for a cut mark.
There isn't one at the base of her neck.
Yeah.
Like the spiders.
And if there
I'm looking
if there
around.
was one, it wouldn't be visible because of that gash that was made from the base of her neck down to her
Fair enough.
coccyx.
Okay.
So at worst, somebody has hidden that by just tracing a line down her spine.
I get it. I'm gonna ask the Kuni to check all the servants for taint.
Good.
And I whisper to her about the scar.
She nods. This is something similar to what my kohai dealt with.
Explain.
Ah, excuse me. During part of his Ganpuku ceremony was to deal with some taint that we had come across just the southern tip of the Shinomen Forest. And he had to deal with this reanimated corpse of a deer that burst out into this hybrid of spider and deer. But there was this disembodied voice that threatened him that it was not done with him. He's been bouncing around dealing with different cases that could point us in the direction of someone who calls themselves the Koganero no Yakusoku.
What would that translate to?
The Golden Promise.
Yeah, that came up last time. The
That came up
ghost
last
of
time with the money
it did.
symbols? Yeah.
Yep. And I look over to you and I go, ghosts of our past follows.
She looks at you, she's like, "You've dealt with this before."
Yep. And I go, let's burn the body, because this is a very long story. And we'll tell it to you back at camp over some sake, because I need some sake.
She laughs. Yeah.
So we will burn the body,
You do?
give it a proper burial. At this point, I ask the scorpion from now on to use that boy as the messenger if he needs us.
He nods.
And I go up to the boy, and he's a servant. Servants need money. I will give him I forgot what the lowest coin is.
The Zenny?
I'll give him 2 zenny.
His eyes light up.
And I go, eat well tonight.
He nods.
Okay, let's go.
You go back to the crab encampment.
Well, hold on. I'm still dressed in freaking court clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Oh my god,
naked,
did I get blood on this thing?
Ooh. Even our odds in your favor.
Shit. Odds.
4. There is some blood on there.
Oh well, this is getting destroyed. No, actually, the seamstresses could probably cut it out.
Hold on,
Is it
wait.
an area where they could cover it up?
Mori looks over at Doji and is like, can I burn your fancy suit?
I give you a look of daggers. My wife gave me this suit.
Oh, okay.
It is.
I look down. Is it in a place where the seamstresses get rid of the?
They would have to cut the entire bottom, like foot and a half off, and then add a new.
Yeah, it's not savable. Okay, I go back to my camp for a second.
Yeah.
Take it off, burn it.
Yeah.
Put on a
Aw.
normal kimono, and go back to the crab encampment to tell them the story. Oh, before I leave, same thing that happened last time. Nobody walks alone.
Yeah.
Everybody has somebody with them. And the
Before
four
you
Shukenja
say that,
have to do something for our camp
Yeah.
toward it.
Okay.
before you say that, I go, shit, my horse. And I go back to my horse. That
You
I'm
have a
on my-
horse?
Uh,
Somebody gave you a horse?
I look at Doji and I said, I am very good at handling that creature. And I go back and I grab all
Hold up my
shit.
hands like, okay.
I grab all my shit from the horse.
I tell whoever the seamstresses are or whatever. Actually, no, I probably bought more than one suit with me.
Of course.
I just tell my wife that things happened. I will tell her about them later. I need to sit down and talk to a Kuni. And I let it just linger.
She kind of tilts her head at you. She's like, "Does Kuni say so here?"
Unfortunately, no. We could really use him right now.
Who is this Kuni
I'm gonna
that you
send a letter
met
and see
then?
if I can have somebody find him.
Who is this Kuni that you've met then?
I forgot her name. Kuni.
She was never introduced to you.
No, but we did hear the name.
No, just Kuni.
Oh, I don't know her name. I just met her.
Her
Maybe
eyebrow.
15 minutes
Her eyebrow raises, and she's like, "Her,
Her?
she. You're with another woman."
I was also with the little dragon and my best friend.
Is she here? Are they here?
Yes, she's right there. She went to go get her horse. She'll be back in a few minutes.
She wheels herself to follow you to this meeting.
I will push her.
Okay.
I will stand behind her, so she has, dignity.
Yeah.
Instead of.
Yeah. And the Tomorimori will notice that Doji and his wife are both there.
Near my horse?
No. When you come to the crab encampment,
Got it.
And
she
I
has
get
this beautiful rattan wheelchair, and she immediately holds out her hands to you as you approach.
I grab them and do a crane dip or whatever the fuck they do to say hello.
we bow.
Okay.
We bow.
Well, I switch her hands, and then I kiss it because I don't know why.
Yeah.
Haha, Doji.
She's
No,
just
you do that, and you see me smiling like an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, like, take it along. That, oh.
yeah.
And I brought about my sake bottle.
Yep.
The one that was a gift from the crab. I put out cups for all of us. I pour everybody's sake, and I wait for somebody to pour mine before telling.
Yeah. You see your wife
And-
try to reach out for the sake bottle, and Aguro just kind of like pushes her hand back, and he just grabs the bottle, pours your cup.
And I'm sitting next to my wife.
Yep.
When I'm telling the story, and I tell the entire story, and I'll even to make especially the little dragon sound freaking amazing.
And then I whisper to him, tell him the part about the horse.
Well, I wasn't there for that, so I can't tell that part of the story.
Damn it. Anyway.
26.
Ooh.
Ooh, bitch.
My storytelling
Good
is top
performance.
notch.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
bitch.
Wow, I didn't even roll the focus. I'm focused in it.
In oratory and storytelling. No, you are. That's right.
Yeah. I took storytelling
Yeah.
because of everything that happened in the last game, it made perfect sense.
Yeah, you're right.
So I tell the entire story of everything that happened, and I tell the truth.
Yeah.
I do not lie at all. I just make everybody who is involved sound epically heroic.
You name everybody?
Yeah. Everyone. I don't leave a name out of it. That would be dishonorable.
The Kuni, once you're done, you see that there is a moment where she kind of wipes a tear from her eye, and you see that there's a bit of smudged makeup. And she looks at you. She's like, I am pleased then that my kohai has helped you in some way, shape, or form.
He's your kohai.
Kuni Seizo. I am Kuni Sango. I am his mentor.
Oh, well, and I go into how, because of what he showed me that he does, in my family lands, any Kuni that comes in is taken care of. And if they don't have armor, they're given normal armor, but they're given armor.
Yeah. She nods.
Also, speak high accolades of Seizo. And so, but in a Mori way, like, he's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
actually, she would notice that when I talk about him, I say Seizo-san.
Yeah.
Like first name.
Yeah. But she nods, and you see a hand come up to her chest, over her heart, and she's just like, I appreciate you taking care of him.
He took care of us. If it wasn't for him, I would be dead.
He is one of my better students. And I'm glad that he is not dead. Like the rest are.
Sorry.
Like the rest are?
We deal with very dangerous elements.
That's
Doji-san.
noted. But is it the same thing that he bumped into that's hunting down your students?
We don't know. But we can only assume.
Great. Okay, then. Well, there. Now you know everything we know and everything we went through. And why I asked you to look for the scar.
Yeah.
You missed a very important part of our story.
I look over at Mori and have this look of terror. Like, please don't.
You missed a very important part of our story where, and then I do this to break the tension because I don't like when conversations go too deep. I'm like,
okay, fair enough.
I slept with Seizo in a tent, me and him, and it was lovely.
And you see a Guro just kind of, his eyes widen.
I look at a Guro and I give him that look of, like, I'm trying to, like, okay, I'm going to use my etiquette to try to convey to him the nothing really happened.
Let's see this roll, because he is.
Let's see the roll.
He is currently distraught.
What's UTE? Because it would be U. It would be T, right? Yeah, T.
T is trained. Yeah, U is untrained.
31.
Jesus. U is untrained. T is trained, and E is emphasis.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 31. Yeah, you see that he is like, he's looking at his tent. He's already starting to get like teary-eyed. He's like looking around, trying not to make eye contact with them, and he just kind of looks at you like, yo, I'm gonna go kill myself.
And then I give him that look, rolling a 31.
Yeah. He kind of nods at you.
And I'm like, and I give him like that little quick hand movement, like nothing happened. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you're good.
How does this other Kuni react to that joke?
Unimpressed. She just kind of like looks at you.
Crab or crude. It would be like a crude joke. Yeah. If anybody would be like, oh, it would be my wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just.
And your wife's hand does kind of like slide onto yours, and there's just this grip, like an eagle has landed on your forearm without the leather glove.
Did she see the thing I did to Ugo?
No.
Because if she reads it, okay, she didn't see it.
No. She's heard that, and you heard her kind of like not spit up her sake, but she did kind of stop mid-sip. And that's when her hand kind of came over, and just, you can feel the nails digging into your flesh.
Ow. Leave a mark.
Then Mori is the only one that laughs out loud
Yeah.
at their own joke.
Yep.
And then as I come down from my own joke, I just look at the other Kuni and I'm like, we just shared a tent. It was okay.
She shrugs, like what his conquests are his. I have no concern with that.
Oh,
And
What's in
at that comment, you feel the hand just become even tighter. There's an impossible strength.
There was no conquest. Nothing happened. I go, nothing happened. He was unconscious, practically dead. She
He-
stayed in the tent to keep him warm. He was
as
unconscious.
as the joke doesn't land, I request the sake from whoever has it.
yeah.
Oh no, at this point, I grab the gourd and I hand you that. A little forcibly.
Perfect.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll chug it.
So okay, so then I look at after a minute and I do that to my wife, I go, he was unconscious, practically dying, nothing happened.
She leans down next to you, almost like if she's asking you to refill her cup, and you just hear her, "You're going to be unconscious and practically dying."
I'm not the idiot who spoke out loud.
But I got you in trouble.
Yes, you did for no reason. So I look at the Kuni and I go, that's why I asked you to look for the scars on the back of their necks.
I understand now.
Yeah, because the one thing that disturbed me the most is that when I was fighting the mirror of my father, they said, we know him. So they've seen him, and that's how they were able to copy him and copy his fighting style. They've watched him.
Hmm.
Ever since we got back, I had the entire staff looked at for that. So maybe it was a passing thing where they met each other, but you never know if one of them is watching us or studying us. We don't know.
You see, she kind of looks out into the grass, the wild grass around you. She puts her fingers in her mouth, and you hear this high-pitched wolf whistle, and some of the grass starts to move, and the movement starts to get closer. And she kind of looks at you. She's like, "Do you have another cup?"
Of course. And I reach down, I grab another cup.
Right?
We have company?
As you pull the cup out and you start to pour, the grass is pushed away, and you see this small, impossibly small, hooded figure, maybe about 3.5 feet tall, with this long brown snout, with this pink nose, and these long whiskers come out.
My hand comes down to my katana.
And Aguro and her both kind of hold up their hands, and you see the hood,
Oh, these are the what you told me about.
and you see the clawed four-fingered hand come out from underneath the hood and pull underneath the cloak and pull the hood back, and you can see the one long kind of triangular ear that's still there, and then the right ear looks like it's been lopped off at the top third, but it is an Izumi. It is this brown and black rattling.
Yeah, he's told me about stories about this a billion times probably.
Yeah.
I will just nod at it.
Tamori grabs Aguro by the shoulder and says, How much sake have I had?
Not enough.
Yeah. He laughs. You see that he points at the sake cup that you just filled. The rattling kind of bows to everybody and then kind of reaches out and grabs it and then just tosses it into its large mouth.
I nod to it. I look back at Mori and I go, Mori-san, they are allies of in the Shadowland beyond the wall. They scout for the crab and they assist the Empire in their way, even though they're technically not citizens.
Oh. As they're taking in this information, they just blurt out, "I know a raccoon."
The
I'm
rattling
sure you.
turns to look at the Kuni. Not taint. Not taint. She nods. Thank you, Chantoro. You can go back to the wilderness. It nods and it makes its way back into the grass.
My eyebrow goes up. They could smell taint.
He knows when taint is around.
That's useful.
Hmm.
That's fantastic, actually.
I attempt to keep him hidden, but seeing as how you are friends of my kohai, I figured that this is something that all of us could use if we are to be dealing with taint.
Yes.
The Shadowlands.
Agreed. So this has been a eventful evening. I think we will retire for the night. We will have to wake up in the morning, have breakfast, see what we're going to do next. We need to report to the oh my god, what would his title be? The head of the village, who is also a member of the imperial family. Title be?
He would be a daimyo. Daimyo of the
Daimyo.
village.
We need to report this to the daimyo in the morning. He's sleeping. Probably be very bad form. But in the morning, we will go and we will need to tell him what happened.
I look at Doji and I ask him before he retires, "Where do I go?"
You have always been a guest of my home, and you may sleep in our camp.
Do I have to tell?
And I look at my wife. I look at my wife for approval.
She nods.
You're always welcome in our home. Wait a minute. You've never met my girls.
Mm-mm.
Come. It's time you meet them.
Oh, one of them.
Oh yeah, one of them. It's time you meet one of them. The other one has been studying with my sister.
I will happily meet your children and corrupt them to be little dragons.
They already are little dragons. And I looked down at my wife with a...
Oh, she has a devilish smirk on her face.
So yeah, we head back together.
Okay. And
as I start to step away, I look at Maury, and then I look at my best friend, and look back at Maury, and I go, "Fix it," with a look of a very angry dad.
Got it.
And I walk away.
Yeah.
See my wife.
As everybody kind of separates for the evening, I think this is a good spot to end for tonight. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. As always, please take care of yourselves. Continue to wash your hands. Continue to keep your distance. Continue to wear your masks in public. And if you are of age, because I think anyone now above the age of 5 or 6 can get vaccinated, please get yourselves vaccinated. Winter is coming, and it's only going to get worse if the unvaccinated start to just kind of skew the numbers. So please consider yourself getting vaccinated if you can. As always, if you are dealing with hardship or troubles and you feel like you need to reach out and talk to somebody and you're watching us live, there are phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat to help get the resources you need, because it is okay to not feel okay. And mental health is part of our general health, and it shouldn't be stuck behind like a taboo wall or a wall of stigma, a stigmatized topic. So if you need help, please know that there are resources to help you. If you're not in the United States, there's a link going up in our Twitch chat to help you get the resources you need in the area that you live in. As always, the schedule is what it is. Every Monday, we have our Vampire the Masquerade, our twin story of Salem by Night that takes place in 1984, Salem, Oregon. Tuesday revolves around L5R or our new Werewolf the Wild West game. And Friday is either Star Wars, the West End version, or this new Dungeons and Dragons campaign that has started called In the Eye of the Storm. So there are several games going on the channel, and there's several avenues for you to kind of figure out what you like and what you don't like and where to find us. And as always, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you when I see you. Have a good night.